Um, now also, I think I need to pull down in case somebody comes into the waiting room. Come on. Okay, I'm going to stop share for a second and just have, oh, all right. And I'm going to put participants. There we go. Just so I can see if somebody's in the waiting room. So text setting. So have either of you done any text setting? Yes. You what? Yes. All right. So let's talk about setting text and how do we start doing it? I feel like the first thing I want to know is what is the text? What is it saying? What is important? What are the important words? Is it a rhyming text or a free form text? All of these are valid things. Does it call for a regular meter or does it want to be a changing meter? Is it fast or slow? Should a word be held or is it a short word? And I think some words are not holdable and other words are very holdable. And we can talk about that. Like if you, yeah, what are the, so when you set text, you're stressing different things. And it's not just, it's stressing the words, but it's also stressing the idea. So you really need to be clear about what the idea is. And then last but absolutely not least is what syllables are accented. Okay, so there's nothing wrong, there's nothing worse than accenting the wrong syllable. Because then we don't understand what is being said. So I want to actually plot out some texts and then figure out how they work rhythmically. All right. So I have a bunch of texts here that let's look at, and you could even just take a line out of something and we can work with it. There's a beautiful poem by Amanda Gorman. It's interesting to, do you want to hear her speak it? Because she's such a rhythmic speaker. And I feel like I wouldn't set it musically the way she's speaking it. Here comes Lucas. But it's interesting to hear her speak it and the way she approaches it rhythmically. Hi, Lucas. Let's see if it'll play from here. Oh, it does. It's got music to it.
May this be the day we come together. Mourning we come to mend, withered we come to weather, torn we come to tend, battered we come to better. Tethered by this year of yearning, we are learning that though we weren't ready for this, we have been readied by it. We steadily vow that no matter how we are weighed down, we must always pave a way forward. This hope is our door, our portal, even if we never get back to normal, someday we can venture beyond it, to leave the known and take the first steps. So let us not return to what was normal, but reach toward what is next. What was cursed, we will cure. What was plagued, we will prove pure. Where we tend to argue, we will try to agree. Those fortunes we forswore, now the future we foresee. Where we weren't aware, we're now awake. Those moments we missed are now these moments we make, the moments we meet. And our hearts, once all together beaten, now all together beat. Come, look up with kindness yet, for even solace can be sourced from sorrow. We remember not just for the sake of yesterday, but to take on tomorrow. We heed this old spirit in a new day's lyric in our hearts. We hear it for Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne. Be bold, saying time this year. Be bold, saying time, for when you honor yesterday, tomorrow ye will find. Know what we fought need not be forgot, nor for none. It defines us, binds us as one. Come over, join this day just begun. For wherever we come together, we will forever overcome.
So there's like internal rhyming that she really underscored. She's got poets are rhythmic speakers. I think her style is quite beautiful. So tell me what you noticed about that, just in terms of scansion and meter and how that worked rhythmically. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. She also like phrased through the lines sometimes. Like she would start the next line without taking a line break.
Yeah, I know she instead of like eating to the line breaks more, she was respecting the punctuation of that poet.
Yeah. Well, she is the poet.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. She's the young woman who did the inaugural poem for Biden.
Okay.
Is it We Rise? I think it's We Rise. Yeah, but it has a real oh yes, Lucas.
Sorry to bother.
No.
But since I'm on Zoom, I want to know who's in the classroom with you so I can just note it down.
Oh, okay. We have Daisy and Landon.
Daisy and Landon. Okay, thank you. I just couldn't tell since they're not on Zoom.
Yeah, we're in the room, so I said you don't have to be on Zoom because we're just looking at text and talking about how it works rhythmically and how we might approach writing, setting a text. So that was one example of listening to how this is spoken text, but it's got so much rhythm and texture to it it was spoken by the poet, and so I think that's worth listening to. Even if you like, a lot of times we're collaborating with a lyricist. We may be writing our own lyrics, but we might be collaborating with a lyricist. And so I always ask the lyricist to read it. Like, what are you hearing? It's interesting because they might be hearing it differently than you hear it. So that was one example. Now I have an Emily Dickinson poem. So does somebody want to read this? Or should I?
Yeah, thank you. I'll pop out then, but it was really interesting.
Okay, bye.
Good luck with the rest.
All right, let's one of us read this. Go ahead.
The day. I'll tell you how the sun rose, a ribbon at a time. The steeples swam in amethyst, the news like squirrels. The hills untied their bonnets,
Bobolinks.
bobolinks.
Mhm.
The bobolinks begun. Then I said softly to myself, that must have been the sun. But how you said, I know. There seemed a purple stile, which little yellow boys and girls were climbing on the wall. Till when they reached the other side, a dominee in gray looked gently up the evening fires and then the clock.
That's got a real sort of beat to it. You said, it's interesting, the first line, the way you read it. Because you said, you went, I'll tell you how the sun rose. And I would go, I'll tell you how the sun rose.
I think I like your way better, but that's just sort of how.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there's many different possibilities of a line. And again, like, what does it mean? And then there's words like, what's a bobolink? And what's a dominee? I think a bobolink is a bird of some sort. Yeah, I don't know what a dominee is. Let's look it up. Thank God we have Google. Dominee. And are we saying it correctly? Dominie. Dominee. Dominee. Okay. It's a schoolmaster. Oh, hello. In gray. So the little girl, the school kids, or the kids, and then he leads them away at the end. I'll tell you how this, yeah, it's like it goes through a whole day, this little tiny poem. So what did you notice about this text? The punctuation? Yeah. Yeah, is it a pause? We're talking about a hyphen, Tim. Like, what does that indicate? To me, it's like, I'll tell you how the sun rose. Yeah. Yes. Interesting. Oh, chat. Somebody's chatting. Who else is here? I guess you guys should log on and we can all chat. And that way he can hear you too, now that we have. Yes, come over because we're doing hands-on. Yes. Bring pencil and paper. Okay, great. So, okay, let's look at the next one. Oh, that's one I wrote. Shakespeare. Hi, Landon. Shakespeare. This is from The Tempest. It's a song. It's a sad song. Full fathom 5 thy father lies. Of his bones are coral made. Those are pearls that were his eyes. Nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Sea nymphs hourly ring his knell. Ding dong, hark, now I hear them. Ding dong bell. To me, that's it's just it's a sad, mournful. Yes. It's about full fathom five, full fathom five is depth.
Yeah.
Thy father lies. Of his bones are coral made. So he's turned into coral. Those are pearls that were his eyes. Nothing of him that doth fade. It's about transformation but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Sea nymphs hourly ring his knell. Ding dong, hark, now I hear them. Ding dong bell. So that's a poem, it's actually written as a lyric in the play. The character sings that. So lots of people have set that song. This is from a little piece from an opera libretto that I'm working on. So a character comes running in and she's like, am I late? Not by much. Am I? Dr. Archie, hello. My throat is dry. So this is not like,
Conversation.
yeah, this is more recitative. My throat is dry. Was singing duets with a coyote. He outdid me proper. Oh, you have a new pin on. Is it opal? The prettiest you ever had. I saw the loveliest agates in the hill. Should have had a cigar box with me. Why did I? No, this is, I have a librettist. I have that on there twice for some reason. Yeah, it's libretto is the whole, hello, come on in. So we're talking about a libretto. Now we're talking about libretto versus lyric.
Yeah.
So librettist is everything that is sung and spoken. It's the whole kit and caboodle of the opera text, story, and the words. So, and yeah, in this case, it's a little bit what we call recitative, which is the equivalent of spoken dialogue in opera. So it's much more conversational in approach. Her mother says, no more gallivanting, miss. The professor, oh my gosh, that's right. Goodbye, mama. So that, there's sort of a freely, but how do we set that? Let's see, it's 118. I want us to now kind of plot out text setting. So do you have either a text in your mind that you want to play with, or like just a piece of one of these texts that I have here, and it could just be a part, obviously it would take a long time to plot out the Amanda Gorman work. Do you have any feeling about what we should try? Okay. All right. So get out your paper and pencil. And let's see. So the first line is, I'll tell you how the sun rose, right? I'll tell you. Let's just write that out. All one syllable. Nice. Okay. Before we go to the next line. All right, so because we have that beautiful dash. What is the most important word in that line?
And kind of the most important words to like remember from the text are
Yeah.
tell, son, and
Yeah,
tell and
I think my instinct is sun. I'll tell you how the sun looks. So I'll go into that sun.
Yeah, and the kind of the whole poem, the sun,
Yeah,
the sun,
it's all about this.
yeah.
Right.
So it's used to narrate that.
right. So we know we want to emphasize sun and tell. Right? I don't think we really, I mean, the sun rose, but the sun rose. I'll tell you how the sun rose. That's how you would speak it. I'll tell you how the sun rose, right? So rose is like, it's describing, bless you, but it's not, I'll tell you how the sun rose. Right? Unless she just said, set. But she's
Wow.
describing a day. So the beginning of the day, the sun rose. All right. So what are the what do you think the downbeat or downbeats might be?
I'll tell you how the sun.
Alan might be able to.
What? Okay, so do you think a measure bar is right here?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put a measure bar in there. Okay. I'll tell you how do you think sun is another downbeat? Okay, so let's just say, here's two measure bars. Now we get to decide. So we think this is the pickup. So I'm just gonna go like that. We think this is in 4 or?
Yeah,
da,
I'll
da.
I'll tell you how the sun.
So what do you think? It's like 2, 2?
Yeah.
So let's just do that. 2, 2. So tell you how you think those are equal? Da, da,
Like
da,
it could
da.
be tell you how.
We'll tell
No.
you. You could also, I'll tell you.
Make it swing box.
Yeah.
Huh?
Make it swing.
I'll tell you. how this
How
sun-
the
There are choices. There's not one way.
it's both.
Do you think it's a 6/8? Da, 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 da.
Then we get the two downbeats instead of having it worrying about it being.
I think it might be 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that just kind of goes with normal speech a lot better.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah,
Sun.
a ribbon at a time. It's each explaining the name, the twirl, and then this is a little.
Yeah, I like the 6/8.
Okay, okay, let's go.
6/8 is.
8. 8, so this was gonna be a quarter and an eighth, right? Da, 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 da. And the sun rose, sun rose, sun rose. Da, dun, da, 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 dun, dun. I'll tell you. 2 dotted quarters? All right. Hello, and then, oh, but next line has that's gonna be a pickup, so we can make. You might wanna do this. Does it wanna go right on? Or does it wanna
I feel like
take-
a dash?
I think.
Ah.
Keeps it paused there.
Respect the dash. So maybe there's a measure bar here.
Or just some sort of stopping thing like a fermata or a caesura.
Maybe just a breath.
Yeah,
All right, let's just plot it out rhythmically. After, I'll tell you how the sun. You know, is it gonna be, how long is that? It could be a half a bar. Could be a half bar.
I think that makes sense. The second line is shorter too, that fit the.
Uh-huh.
That's just-
So where should we put the bar lines here? If this is a pickup, right?
After A and after A.
both.
Ah, okay. It's always a good clue. Short little pickup note. So if this is gonna match that. Da, 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 da. Yeah. So the only question is this a full bar or a half bar? You know. Da, 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 da. Ba, 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 ba. So it would go 6/8 and then this could be a 3/8 or da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Depending on,
I like the number two.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like if you have a 6/8, that would
make you wait too
it's
long.
it's way too
Yeah.
long. It's
Yeah.
like,
The half bar is a great tool. So it's. That's your dash right there. Should we keep going?
Yeah.
Okay, then the steeples swam in amethyst. So where should I put the? Yeah, over here. So it's gonna be like the. Next, measure steeples.
I think steeples would be good as two dots. Like
Ooh.
steeples swim.
So what are you saying? Sing it or speak it in rhythm the way you think.
The steeples swam in.
So we had a ribbon at a time. The steeples, so you undoing the dot,
Yeah, just for
the
steeples.
dot, ga, ga, ga. The steeples swam in like
Yes,
that.
and that one would still be,
We could do the same thing. Maybe. Because I feel like I don't know if we need this.
And,
Yeah.
That would end up being.
what I, would- yeah, an
Okay.
idea that I had was, you just put amethyst into the first 3/8 notes, that next note, so it's just amethyst.
so are you saying measure bar here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like-
Okay, so da, 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 3/8.
Mhm.
And then, swam in is our pattern, da, ga, right? But steeples is a,
two.
is what? Well, it's two syllables,
So,
but you're
Two.
doing da, da,
so
so is it? That,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Da, da, dun, 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 dun. Does that make sense? Yeah. Deep, that is deep.
Steeples. It's really unusual.
I think it's just really well written.
She's pretty good.
That's why we remember.
Okay, so amethyst, da da da. And then the next is the. We put the news or the over here. The. Good word. And oh my gosh, the news like squirrels ran.
I think it would be great to make squirrels sound like, have it be squirrels, have it be 2 syllables and sound like 2 syllables. Yeah, the new one, squirrels. Right?
Squirrels is a tricky word, isn't it?
Yeah. Squirrels.
Well, it's sort of a, what do you call it?
Oh,
Squirrel,
it did.
da-da. It does have 2. It's not quite a diphthong.
It's in that
Squirrels.
family.
Squirrels, da-da. But it's a smooth 2 syllable, right?
Yeah.
Squirrels ran. Okay, where am I putting the, first thing is, where's the bar line?
Yeah,
Before news and,
and then after squirrels.
okay, good. All right, now, so how do we want our news like squirrels? I have a thought. My thought is to do the opposite of this rhythm. So news like squirrels.
Oh.
So you have
I like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
duple.
Yeah.
That's
we
really
can-
cool.
Okay, so
Ooh.
ba, ba, and then da, da. And then. All right, so we just did the first stanza. What? This is composing,
Collaborating.
but so we analyzed this text and we like, okay, what words do we want to be on strong beats, right? I'm gonna underline these things again. So these are strong, da, 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 deep. Ran. Those are all good things to tell how sun, rib, time, steep, am, news, ran. Did you notice also that the rhymes are stressed?
Me neither.
I just wrote what sounded.
The what?
We had a project like 2 years ago that
Uh-huh.
Randall and I came up with. We had these 2 texts. There were 2 haikus
Oh.
written in like 16th and 17th century
Right.
Japanese, and we were given the poems, and we had a soprano and a bass available to us, and it was basically to see what different things we would all create with the same poems.
That's fun. That's great. That's a great thing. Because there's many different, solutions.
There's so many, they're all drastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's like, I think setting lyrics is like figuring out a jigsaw puzzle or something. But a jigsaw puzzle, there's only one way to do it.
Yeah, you can like. cut it
There's a
your own
lot,
way.
lot of different solutions to this. All right, so I think we have a basic idea here. I wonder if the Zoom people can see the writing. Is it backwards? Anyway, well, nobody's on Zoom right now, but they might look at it later. But we just did a really cool thing on the whiteboard. And we have that half bar, which I really love. And since that's the only like dash in the piece, I think it's valid.
Yeah, it makes it unique. And,
Yeah.
like what the text is.
Yeah. So we've mapped this out. Now, let's talk about who's speaking. Who's singing,
Someone who saw the sunrise.
right? So in your, like, you get to now, this morning we talked about all the different voice types. Right,
Oh.
soprano, alto, coloratura, tenor,
That's a
countertenor,
soprano.
bargain
Yeah. It's
countertenor.
I feel like the wife is explaining to the husband like what like this magical sun that I just saw. Like on like a random walk.
Mm,
I don't know why.
It seems like it's a person living in the same place as his children.
Okay.
It looks like they observed it.
right,
Then I said softly to myself, like they're still there.
right.
They're observing their day.
Yes. So what kind of voice do you think it is?
I think that's a soprano. Or like maybe soprano.
Okay, female,
You know,
okay. So is it quiet or loud?
I think it would start quiet, then
And
it
then
would
build up.
grow loud. Yeah,
it's like those.
like when the hills untie their bonnets, that's also, as well as increasing in dynamics, you can also use pitch since, you know, they're made of stone, so that could be like lower notes.
Then it drops down. And it's softly. And then it builds back up. And it starts to swell. See that actual physical.
And then
back
when the
in
sun
the
sets, yeah.
Yeah, so it's got a real arc. It's got an arc. Led the flock away.
Wait, I'm not even sure if it's the. Is
Wow,
it setting or is
I
it just
just
like an
got
afternoon?
an interesting one. This is, it's kind of like when the sun starts to rise, like the text setting is very metrical, but then it kind of.
Do you have
gets-
your mic on, by the way?
Oh, no, I'm not in Zoom.
Oh, you're not, okay.
Um,
Come and talk up here
okay.
because I think if people listen to this recording later, it would be great to hear your voice.
So you said that the bobolinks are birds, most likely?
Yes, I think
So-
so.
So my idea is that the piece starts off really metrical, but then I think after the bobolink, since birds singing, that's a very aleatoric thing.
Mm,
And I think that could kind of go into like a free meter. And then when the sun sets, it gets a little bit more organized. And then that also kind of makes the evening bars more funny because you're in bars of music.
oh,
And it's also kind of, you're organized at the beginning before the day it's darker and there's one color. But
yes,
then once it gets to free verse, there are lots
Ooh.
of metrical opportunities
sure, uh-huh,
for like strong weeks, not just, you know, notes on a page without measures.
uh-huh,
And then it starts to get more organized as it gets darker.
to the end. Yeah, I also think a ribbon at a time is an interesting phrase because it's like when the sun rises and you see like a ribbon of light, right? And how would we describe that in the music? Because that could be an interesting. Later in the week, we're going to talk about accompaniment because I think the accompaniment is like another story.
Yeah.
So right now we're talking about how am I organizing the voice? But you know, it's great that you can imagine these different
Mhm.
things happening for sure. Do you want to try a different type of text?
Sure. If we have time.
What time is it? 1:41. Oh, you know what? How about if I show you that little piece from the opera? I think I have that.
Yeah.
Right? Because she's kind of flighty, Taya, this character. And Now let me find it. Here we go. Am I late? Right. Okay, I think I can just play it from right here.
Am I late? Not by much, am I? Oh, Dr. Archie, hello. My throat's so dry. Was singing duets with a coyote. He outdid me proper. Oh, you have a new pen on. Is it all blue? Ooh, the prettiest you ever had. I saw the loveliest agate in the hills. Should have had a cigar box with me. No more gallivanting, miss. The professor. Oh my gosh, that's right. Goodbye, Mama.
Let me walk with you a while.
So you kind of hear her flightiness in the accompaniment, but the rhythm is pretty spoken. Am I late? Not by much, am I? Oh, Dr. Archie, hello.
Yeah, with opera, I want to use the music is prioritized over the word, but I could still make out. There's that, I feel like, different, understand what they're saying.
Yeah, one of the reasons I do this, and I do it for everything, like where are the bar lines? What are they saying? What's important? Even in opera, when, it's kind of more about the vowels, but I think it's really important that the audience understands what those words are. And it's really interesting to just go through like this, and I could feel you all going, oh, what about this word? What is that dash? Thinking about like how to make the words important that mean something. Yeah. So I'm going to stop share because I think we're just about right. This goes till 1:45 and we're at 1:44. I could do this all day. I think it's so much fun. Did I record it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I see the button.
Thank you. End meeting for all.